The short answer is maybe a little bit. So the background to my viral post, I was just scrolling on the Clock app as you do, and I noticed a post by a bakery called Ridiculously Rich by Lana, and they were kind of making sort of a fun post about the fact that their Mother's Day offering wasn't doing too good. So they made a kind of jokey post about it. By the way, they're a cake company. And the comments were very negative from people. A lot of people talking about how they've ordered from them in the past, the quality of their stuff isn't very good. When they go to the customer services, nobody responds to them. They ignore their comments. And what I found interesting is that there were obviously some positive comments under this post, and they were only responding to the positive comments. And I'm sitting there thinking, as a business, you need to the negative comments are more important than the positive comments, because you need to make things right with that customer who's had a negative experience with you. I decided to make a post basically using Ridiculously Rich as an example of what not to do in terms of customer service. So I came out with this post. I said basically they made this Mother's Day post. People on there complaining about previous times they'd ordered from them. And there were also people complaining about how much the Mother's Day promotional cake thing was. And I actually defended Ridiculously Rich and said, actually, I don't think it's that much. I think it's reasonable. And, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But as I was making the video, I kind of wanted to screenshot some of the comments that people were commenting under that post. And when I went back to that post, I realized I turned off the comments. And then I looked at all of their posts and they turned off all of the comments. I was like, okay, what's going on? And I think what was happening is that people were going to all the other posts on their account and putting negative comments on there. So I mentioned this in my video, saying, they turn off the comments, what's going on, if you have a customer that's had bad experience, you need to deal with it. And the post is started to do okay. My average my average views up to that point was about 200 or 300 views. At that time I had like 700 followers. And then suddenly it just started to get a lot of traction. And I was like, what is going on? And then I was getting sort of every couple hours, I was getting like hundreds of comments. And a lot of people were people who had bought from Ridiculously Rich and had a negative experience, or they had a positive experience. So there were people who said, I've ordered from them all the time, never had a bad experience. And there were people saying I've ordered from them, their cakes are dry. When I reached out to them, they ignored me, this, that, and this and that. And there was a lot of going back and forth between the people who had negative experience and people who had a positive experience. And there was also a lot of people who were recommending cake companies that people should try and telling me ones that I should try. But it just grew all these legs. And how I knew it was crazy was that when I was at work, my day job, sort of a couple of days after, somebody came to me and said, oh, I think I saw you on my TikTok page, TikTok For You page. And I was like, oh my gosh. And she doesn't follow me. She doesn't follow me. So that's how I knew. I mean, people at work don't really know the whole cake thing I do. A couple of people do, but they don't really. And the fact that she saw me, and then one of my cousin's friend saw me. She said, oh, I saw you on my For You page. I saw you about the cake thing. And I was like, oh gosh, so it really has sort of spread out. And yeah, it went really viral for me. For somebody who has 700 followers, I ended up, now I've got over 1,000, which is what I wanted to achieve this year, because for TikTok to go live, you have to have 1,000 followers. It's not like Instagram where anybody can go live. TikTok, they make you work for that privilege to go live. In terms of what I got out of it, well, I was kind of gifted some bakes from a vegan bakery, which was nice. But I think also I kind of have developed a bit more of an authority in that people kind of listen to my opinion a bit more after that video. That's what I feel. That's the kind of vibe I feel that I get in. I also get, if there's any other cake controversies, I always also get tagged into those as well. And yeah, it's a really nice feeling, just kind of trying to develop my brand. And like I said, I just feel I have a little bit more authority now. You know, look at me with my, as I record this, I've got like 1,300 followers now. But yeah, it was just a little bit crazy when I just saw the numbers, and I was like, oh, okay. It's minuscule compared to how some people go viral when they have millions and millions of views. But for me, my little account, I was quite happy. Completely unintentional because I with TikTok I upload like once a day, sometimes twice, and I would say, is it in terms of growing on TikTok? Put it this way: on Insta, I've had my Instagram account longer, and on Instagram I've got 156 followers. Um, yeah, so I have found TikTok a lot easier to engage with people and to grow. But what I will say is that my first love is YouTube. I love YouTube and I really want to grow a lot here on YouTube. YouTube is hard though. It's hard. It's hard. But sometimes, something that's hard is worth making the effort in, and I will always, above everything in terms of social media, YouTube will always be top for me. So that's my little story about going viral. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you're on TikTok, because I know a lot of people still think of TikTok is for all these young kids. Trust me, it's not. I'm not saying there aren't like, younger people on there, but it's so diverse now. The side of TikTok I'm on, it's it's all big people really. It's completely changed to how it started that, because as it started that, it was like a dance app for like 19-year-olds, and they're still on there, but it's just widened so much. So yeah, let me know if you're on TikTok or Instagram, or if you just don't really follow any of those things and you just kind of dip in and out of them, or YouTube. Until next time, Kate lovers.